I'd like my client to, across 3/3 of a netball court, to jog, sprint, and then jog again. This allows the muscles to obviously get warm, but also for the heart rate to be elevated so that more oxygenated blood is carried to the working muscles before exercise, so that the muscles are ready to be used during exercise. For the dynamic stretches, I'm going to increase the reps of the dynamic stretches that my client does on their legs from 5 to 7 reps. This is due to the fact that on Sunday there is a anaerobic session, which is high intensity. So the muscles will be contracting at a faster rate, which therefore increases the risk of an injury. Due to a fast contraction, there could be a muscle tear. However, they'll still be doing dynamic stretches for their arms because they still have the swimming session on the Monday and the resistance session on the Thursday, which use their arms. So these muscles need to be warm and pliable so that an injury doesn't occur in them sessions as well. So the arm stretches I'd like them to do whilst walking, putting their arm behind their head and pulling on their elbow. Next, I'd like them to stretch their arm across their chest and with the other arm pull on that so that it creates a deeper stretch. And then the last exercise I'd like them to do is putting their arm behind their head and reaching down their back as far as they possibly can. So I'd like them to do 5 reps of these exercises on each arm. Next, for the leg exercises, I'd like them to do walking lunges, squats, gastrocnemius stretches against the wall, so where they have one leg in front of the other and they lean against the wall to create the stretch in the calf, and also hamstring stretches, where they lift their foot up slightly and scoop their arms under so it creates a stretch in their hamstring. For the cool down for this week, I would like on the swimming session for my client to just walk in the water for 2 minutes. This is due to the fact that the cool down for the other sessions are on the rowing machine, and this isn't very practical for my client as a rowing machine probably wouldn't be accessible during a swimming session. So for the swimming session, I'd like them to walk around the pool whilst doing arm stretches. This is so that they keep their arms moving as they've just been working them really hard, but also keep their legs moving so that the carbon dioxide can be removed from their body. So the arm stretches I like them to do whilst walking around the pool are making little circles with their arms for about 30 seconds, then stretching their shoulders by putting their arm behind their head and reaching down their back as far as they possibly can. And then next, just raising their arms up and interlocking their fingers and stretching the shoulder muscles. When they're out of the pool, I'd like them to do static stretches on their legs, which include sitting on the ground and with your legs out straight and trying to get your chest to your knees. This should create a stretch in your hamstring. And then also leaning against the wall and then lifting your leg up so you cause flexion at the knee, so stretch your quadricep. And also I'd like them to do lunges and squats. So I'd like them to do 7 reps on each leg and 5 reps on each arm. So for the other sessions, the cool down will be on the rowing machine. I'd like them to row for 2 minutes at an RPE of about 4. So this keeps all the areas of the muscles that they've been working moving to obviously help on the Sunday session, reduce the effect of lactic acid build-up and aid recovery time because you're flushing out the carbon dioxide that's circulating your body by replacing it with oxygenated blood. The static stretches I like them to do are the same as the swimming session ones and exactly the same amount of reps as well. On Sunday's session, I'd like the client to do foam rolling as part of his cool down. This is because the work he'll be doing is anaerobic, therefore lactic acid should be present as a byproduct after this exercise. Therefore, if the lactic acid isn't broken down the next day or a few hours after exercise, the client might experience DOMS. This inhibits the muscle's ability to contract without causing pain for the participant. So the foam rolling helps break down lactic acid. On Tuesday's session, I've kept the aerobic activity the same for swimming because the demand of the resistance training on Thursday increases. So I don't want my client to overtrain or put too much strain on his joints, but to add variation so that my client doesn't get bored and to add slightly more work to build muscles in his arms. I'd like my client to do backstroke, but with his arms, so that it puts more strain on his arm muscles to increase the thickness of the muscle fibers. For Thursday's session, I've increased the amount of reps my client will do. So they are now doing 10 reps of each exercise and 3 sets. And also I've adapted the exercises by adding weights to them. This therefore will put more strain on the client's bones and muscles, which will result in an increase of the density of the bones and cause muscle hypertrophy, which in turn will help my client reach his target of building muscle. So for the squats, they will have a weighted medicine ball about 2 kg in front of them, and as they squat, they will lower the weight with them and then raise back up. With the push-ups, they'll have a weight put on their back, so the weight will be 1 kg. This just makes it harder when they're lowering towards the ground, so it puts more strain on their biceps and triceps and their shoulder muscles. So for their step-ups, they'll have weights attached to their ankles, so about 500 grams on each ankle. This just adds more strain when trying to lift their leg to step up. With the Russian twists, they'll hold a weighted ball as well, so about 2 kg like the squats, and every time they do a twist, they have to move the ball with them. With the flexibility exercises, I've added additional arm P&F stretches. This is due to the rowing on Sunday. So I've continued with the P&F stretches. This is because of the extra resistance that I've added in Thursday's session and the rowing session that is now on Sunday. The P&F stretches allow the muscles and tendons and ligaments in those allocated areas to maintain and then increase in the range of movement they have. This aids the client with everyday situations as well as just training, as the range in flexibility equals a greater range of movement throughout the body. I've added a high intensity rowing session on Sunday. This is because hopefully his heart will be stronger, therefore it won't put his health at risk by doing high intensity work. The reason for adding this session is so that his fast glycolytic muscle fibers increase in size, as one of his overall targets was to build muscles. This will then cause hypertrophy of the muscles in his arms and legs, which will increase his muscular strength too. So the rowing session, he'll perform at 80 to 90% of his maximum heart rate for a duration of 7 minutes, but it's interval training, so he'll do 30 seconds of work followed by 30 seconds of rest.